December 21, 1901. The ghost train's last ride. On a foggy winter night in 1901, the usually silent town was stirred by the distant rumble of a train. The sound grew louder, echoing through the misty streets, causing windows to rattle and dogs to bark in alarm. But as townsfolk peered through their windows, no train came into view. The station, bathed in a dim light, remained empty. Yet the unmistakable roar of the engine and the chilling whistle pierced the night. Whispers spread like wildfire. Some said they felt the ground tremble beneath their feet, while others swore they felt the rush of cold air as if a train had passed. But the most chilling tales came from those who claimed to have ridden that very train, a journey they would never forget. Nestled on the edge of a dense forest, the town's railway station stood as a testament to time. Once a bustling hub of activity, it now bore the marks of age and neglect. The once vibrant paint on its walls had faded and chipped away, revealing the weathered wood beneath. The benches which had once seated countless travelers were now worn out, their surfaces scarred by time and use. Moss and ivy crept up the station's walls, giving it an almost ancient appearance. The thick fog that enveloped the area added to its mystique, obscuring the tracks and making them seem as if they disappeared into the unknown. The only sounds that broke the profound silence were the soft rustling of leaves and the occasional, haunting hoot of an owl, watching from a distance. It was a place where time seemed to stand still, and stories of the past lingered in the air. In the heart of the town, a tale as old as time itself has been passed down through generations. Every December 21st, as the winter chill sets in, and the night is at its darkest, a spectral phenomenon occurs. The phantom train, a ghostly apparition, embarks on its annual journey. Locals whisper that this isn't just any train, but the very same that met a devastating fate back in 1901. A tragedy so profound that it left no survivors, claiming every soul on board. The reason for its ghostly reappearances remains shrouded in mystery. Some believe it's a quest for redemption, while others think it's trapped in an eternal loop, forever reliving its last moments. But the most spine-chilling accounts come from those who say they've boarded this ethereal locomotive. They speak of chilling encounters, of seeing apparitions of passengers from that ill-fated journey, their souls forever bound to the train. Sarah, with her fiery spirit and insatiable curiosity, had always been the one to chase after stories that others deemed too elusive or too dangerous. As a budding journalist, she had a knack for unraveling mysteries, and this particular legend had always tugged at her heartstrings. It wasn't just another story for her. It was a piece of her family's history. Whispers in the family told of her great-grandfather, a jovial man with a penchant for adventure, who had been a passenger on that ill-fated train. The weight of the past and the need for answers drove her, armed with nothing but a dimly lit lantern, its glow casting dancing shadows on the station's walls, and a determination that burned brighter than any flame. Sarah resolved to confront the legend head-on. As December 21st approached, she took her place at the station, ready to face whatever the night had in store, hoping to bridge the gap between the past and the present. The night deepened, and the hands of the clock inched closer to midnight. The cold air grew still, and an anticipatory silence enveloped the station, just as doubt began to creep into Sarah's mind. A faint, haunting whistle pierced the stillness. It was distant, yet unmistakably the sound of a train. The subtle tremors beneath her feet confirmed her suspicions. With bated breath, she activated her recorder, capturing every nuance of this supernatural event. As the minutes ticked by, a soft glow began to emerge from the dense fog, casting an ethereal light on the tracks. The light grew steadily brighter, revealing the outline of a train. But this was no ordinary train. It was as if it was made of mist and memories, its form translucent and shimmering, reflecting the silvery beams of the moon. Sarah stood rooted to the spot, a mix of awe and fear as she witnessed the legend come to life before her very eyes. As the ghostly train came to a halt, an inexplicable force seemed to beckon Sarah. It was as if the train itself was calling out to her, urging her to uncover its secrets. With each step she took towards it, the pull grew stronger until she found herself standing at its open door. Taking a deep breath, she stepped aboard, and the world around her shifted. Suddenly, the worn-out interiors of the train transformed into a lively scene from the past. The air was filled with laughter and chatter. the soft glow of lanterns illuminating the faces of jubilant passengers. They were dressed in the attire of the early 1900s, their conversations filled with anticipation for the festive season ahead. It was a stark contrast to the somber legend she had heard. As Sarah moved through the carriage, her eyes landed on a familiar face. A young man with striking features that mirrored her own was engaged in a lively conversation. The family resemblance was undeniable. It was him, her great-grandfather, alive and in his prime. A realization hit her like a tidal wave, connecting her to a past she had only heard of in hushed family tales. The rhythmic chugging of the train and the soft murmur of conversations created a soothing ambience. Sarah, lost in the novelty of her surroundings, almost forgot the impending doom that the legend foretold. But as the train approached a massive bridge, an uneasy feeling settled in her stomach. The bridge, with its towering arches, cast long shadows in the moonlight, creating an ominous silhouette. Without warning, a violent jolt rocked the train. Passengers were thrown from their seats, their joyful conversations replaced with cries of alarm. The once steady rhythm of the train wheels became a chaotic clatter. Sarah's heart raced as she realized that this was the fateful moment the legend spoke of, the moment the train was destined to meet its tragic end. Instinctively, she closed her eyes and braced for impact. But instead of the expected crash, a brilliant, blinding light enveloped her. The cacophony of panicked voices and the screeching of train wheels were replaced with an eerie silence. When she dared to open her eyes, she found herself back at the old railway station. The dense fog had returned, and the phantom train, with its spectral passengers, had vanished into the mist, leaving no trace of its ethereal journey. Each December 21st, as the winter chill sets in, Sarah makes her way to the old station. The memories of that night, both haunting and heartwarming, draw her back. She doesn't come in anticipation of the train's spectral appearance, but rather to honor the souls lost and the lessons learned. With a candle in hand, she pays tribute, letting its gentle glow pierce the winter's darkness. The tale of the ghost train, once whispered in fear, has transformed in her heart. It's no longer just a ghost story, but a poignant reminder of love, loss, and the intricate ties that connect us all.